Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first thing, I'm sure there's a better way to do this than the way I've done it, but I'm doing the setback limits and I need to create these gaps here like this. And the way I've been doing it is I had a setback limit that went all the way, well, like this one, this setback goes all the way through here.
Right.
And so what I would do, and I'll demonstrate here, I'm on the right layer. I would go from I keep having
You're snapping.
my snapping keeps turning off.
Okay. Yeah, double click that and that'll turn it back on. But there's some commands do that. They unset everything to set it for such and such, and sometimes they get sort of confused on them, I think. So
So the
anyway,
way I've been doing this, and there's probably a better way to oh, no, it's not picking up on it again.
wait a minute, escape everything and then turn your snapping back on and then run the command. So double click and then double click. You got to get the next one to it, the square one.
That one?
Yep.
Is there anything, I mean, but mostly I use endpoints and I can right click and look for something else. Is that the best way to do it?
Yeah, that's the way I usually do it. Although sometimes I'll turn on midpoint if I need, if I'm doing that a lot, I'll just as I go, but usually endpoint's the big one.
Okay, so then I draw from that endpoint to that endpoint and escape. And then I do it over again,
Uh-huh.
that endpoint to that endpoint. And then I come back,
And erase out the
click
thing.
that one, and I delete.
Yep. Okay.
Uh, so I can go through and do that. I didn't know if there was a better way to do that or not. But
Not well, there's one thing you could do, but it involves the same thing. You could insert a vertex at each of those corner points,
yeah,
and you would turn your line type generation off so that it forces a corner. So like if you had well, let me request your votes, I'm sure.
well, that's okay. If it's not that much different than the way I'm doing it, I'll just
Well, the advantage to it might be is like you see this is a single line. You could have that and that and that, and then this back line all as one continuous polyline if you wanted. Um, there's not necessarily any real advantage to that. Um, and so what you would do is that if well, I mean, even if you kept that as a one long continuous line across here, you would still need to gap the hole in it. So yeah, what you're doing is probably where I'd stop it.
okay. So here's the problem I had with this. I ran into this curve, and I deleted the long line before I realized that. And of course, it deleted the part in the curve and it deleted around here. So if I create this setback limit again, it's going to create this whole long line again.
That's all right. We can break that line where we need to break it.
Okay, so let me go ahead and create that offset then.
Okay.
And it's on, of course, it's on the wrong. Let me put it on the right layer now.
Yeah. You're down. There you go. Okay.
Okay, so I've already got it done here. So how do you do the part through the arc? That's where I got stuck.
How do you do the, what do you mean? How do you do what through the,
Well, okay, this is okay, that looks like a straight line from there to
goes
there.
there to there, and then it starts the arc, but now what it would, so like if you're trying to, delimit that, you think of it as having like a corner there that, so your straight line would go to here. Uh, Well, that would be for this. No, this line actually would stop at the property line
Yes,
here. And yet here, this line would come down here, hit a point and do a non-tangent arc onto there.
right. So how do you do that?
Oh, we just need to trim that out. Okay. So you would take you can pre-select these cutting edges like that. And you right click and trim, and you would cut this out of the middle. So now you've got this going to that. And then this goes to that and keeps going. So actually we need to trim
Well, actually, I can delete that. I can delete the line through there now once it's been trimmed.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. So then I guess that's it.
Yeah. And I would probably see, I'm looking at, see how that lies over top of the black.
Yeah.
I would just put it like this. There. Although that, it does tend to look like it goes to that corner point, but that obviously doesn't. And of course, your meets and bounds will take care of that as you describe it around.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go up to this point, and then you're going to go as far as this one's setback. Well, I'm not sure exactly how you would.
Well, that setback's okay because it goes back up to, well, here, I need to delete, I need to
You need to cut that out of there. Yeah. So just select those two lines
and right click.
and trim. No, not shift right click, just right click.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, excellent.
And you could do that all the way along, all the way down the line. I see you've got that
Oh,
you're,
so I didn't really have to draw those lines.
no, you could have trimmed all those too the same way.
Okay. That's probably quicker.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you this. I need to create in this drawing, I'm gonna need basically 6 pages. I'm gonna need a cover sheet for the minor subdivision, a cover sheet for the family conveyance, a final plat for the family conveyance, a final plat for the minor subdivision, and a access easement for the family conveyance and an access easement for the minor subdivision.
Okay.
Uh, I've pretty much got. Oh, let me ask you another question. Should I increase the size of these acreages? What do you think?
I don't think so necessarily. I think they're edible. They're edible. They're legible. I think. Let me see what the size is. Yeah, that's 800s. That's
Okay.
it's not bad. I mean, you could. It depends on what you're trying to emphasize. What are our bearings and distances? They look like they're about the same. Yeah, they're the same. So that's fine. Um,
Okay.
yeah, one thing too, though, and I'm not sure it might be by intent, but you see you've got a different line style for these two sets.
Oh, no, it's not by intent.
So I would just just match them up the way, whichever one you want to prevail, use that as your matching.
Oh, let me go through this one more time. In order to, I'm gonna have to break these lines on either side of this. So would I pick these two as the,
That is correct.
and then trim?
Trim and click the line that you want to throw away. Click on the part of the line you want to throw away.
When I trim, after I hit trim.
Correct, yes. And if you ever run that command and you get and it fails, it doesn't find it, that means like maybe that the line doesn't go all the way up to it. It falls
Yeah,
short.
I had that experience yesterday.
Right.
And I figured it out.
Yeah. And then also like if you need to, I'm going to undo that. Whoops. All right. So let's say if you, and I don't know if your intent is to get them both, to get all four of them. So you can do that all like that and then trim, and then you can go through and pick out this, this, oops, this, and this. Oops, I missed one. Let's do that again. So I'm going to do a crossing. So, hold on one quick second. Sorry. There we go. Now I pre-select all of those. Now we trim, and this time I'll zoom in enough to get it. So you can go this one, this one, this one, and this one, all at one time. If I don't know if you're intending to.
Yes, no, that's exactly what I was intending to do.
Okay, so yeah, you
Um,
you can combine all the. Oh, and there's another one down there we could have done too. Which I didn't see that one while we were at it, but there, and you see why I had to do that twice, because that one ended right on that line.
Sure,
So I was trimming this side and then that side. So,
yeah,
all right. Yeah, and just match up your line types so that you're the right scale and pattern. And it could be that one is simply done at a different line type scale, because that is on setback limit FC side, and the other one is on excuse me, on setback limit, but it has a line type scale of 0.35. You see that?
yeah.
So, excuse me. So you can have, you could probably just do a right click, select similar, and then set the scaling to
What was that, 0.3?
35. And then now get one of the other ones, the interior lot on the bottom side. There you go. And select similar. And then change that line type scale to 0.35. Okay, there you go.
Okay, now, the other day I was sent to my client a draft of all 3 pages for him to look at. And
Huh?
this was the page of the
The cover sheet.
dimensions for the easement.
Okay.
And then yesterday, and I don't know what I did, I'm sure it's something I did, but I have no idea what. I went back to look at it
And they're all gone, right?
and all the dimensions were gone.
Okay, so that is probably an accidental layer freeze.
Okay, well, I went through and I unfroze all the frozen layers, and it didn't seem to make any difference. But maybe I've missed something.
No, that's exactly right. They're all, excuse me, they're all thawed there. Let's see if they're, oh, thawed here. So this would be the, there, at least on a layer that I can see. Now, oh, you know what? I wasn't in that yet. All right. And even at that, I still don't think they're there. I don't see the, let's try, sort.
How do you get that to sort? You just double click on it?
You just single click on the column heading.
Okay,
If you click it again, it sorts descending versus ascending. It toggles.
okay.
All right. So now we've got, well, all right. I'm going to do,
I wonder if it could be on the lots layer.
well, I'm gonna take a quick peek here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn all the layers on and off and then undo that to see if I can see it.
Okay,
So now let me, uh, well, I should be able to see it. And it looks like they're not even there, right?
right.
So now I just undo until I get that reset back the way it was. There we go.
Okay, well, I can go through and redimension them. That's not a problem.
Yeah, so that was, remember we did that with, we did it when it was all one figure.
Yeah, and then we had to go back and fix the curve.
Yeah, but see now we've cut holes in them, so you're gonna have to pick each, pick each one.
Yeah, I can do that.
So, all right.
Um, okay, now if I,
Oh, what is, no, I think that's still right, isn't it?
yeah, mhm.
I was gonna say that doesn't need to trim to here. It still comes, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's right.
All right.
Okay, so I need to create another sheet for well, I guess I should dimension the right of way first before I do that. But when I create the other sheet uh, for the right of ways, do I just go through and turn off? And I put these. Well, we put these on a separate layer. They're on the setback limit family conveyance side, so I can just turn all of those off,
Yeah,
freeze them,
right.
and they
Um,
will disappear.
yeah. Didn't we have curve tables and line tables and all that on here? Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. I thought they were up here, but I remember now we moved them. Yeah, okay. So now, yeah, that's what you need to be careful of. Notice your line table L1,
Yeah,
um, L1, 2, 3, 4, then 8. So these L1, 2, 3, and 4 are applying to this other table. Something's happened.
yeah. I don't know what, but it's probably something I did, and I have no idea what I did.
Hmm.
What do you recommend?
Yeah, maybe somehow or another, those things were selected and got deleted. Let me see, because remember, they're all, let's see, they were all here, in which case, see, we had the two separate. So we had L1 through 7 on the first sheet, and then this one, when we started it over, it went L1, 2, 3, 4, and then it jumped to 8 as the next available. So we went through and manually redid those. Oh, you know what? I bet the first time you broke this figure, that got rid of it because that's no longer that closed figure that was annotated.
Well, what the figure I broke, let me show you that. The figure I broke was right in here. I broke that line, and I forget why I did. Oh, to create the setback.
Yeah.
So that's probably what happened when I broke that line. It probably because that's not a yeah. See, that's no longer.
Yeah, you could have offset that without breaking that though. It'd offset it all the way around.
Yeah, I right.
Yeah, so that has,
So that's what messed me up.
yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't be this line that you broke. It's this line that got that you had previously annotated.
Yeah.
So that line still can be contiguous, and it is, I think if we just do this, and if you want that piece in there to annotate as well, you can either just annotate point to point, or you can select this and choose close over here.
Okay.
But then, so now then if you auto annotate that, let's make sure our defaults are set for the right layers. And this is going to go on boundary easement. Yeah, so that's good. Except let me get rid of these two things. I'm going to put a couple of temporary markers here. I'll start here and here, just so we know, and then I'll get rid of these. And we'll sit on these, no, boundary easements. And let's go ahead and set the table up to get the layers correct. Boundary easements. And then so copy that. Paste that. Now, we auto annotate.
Okay, we went back and did the arcs separately with the leader.
Yeah, that's true. But and so what we'll need to do is we'll go ahead and auto annotate this and then just kill the arcs.
Okay.
So did we see use symbol for, yep, okay, so we say, okay. And now for the curve table. Why didn't it do it? Let's try that one more time. If we auto annotate, get the line tables not starting right. Starting table number should be, what did we say this? I don't know when it's 1 through 7. So we'll start with 8. 2 line by 0.75. Are we at the same? We're not at the right scale anymore. What is this? What is this scale on the sheet over here? 60? Or is it 300?
Oh, it's 300.
Oh, okay, maybe we were then. All right, let's see here. Saves. It's 300, yeah, that's all right. All right, annotate, auto annotate. For lines, it's above and above. Start with line 8. We will go by 3/4 of an inch. Arcs. Half inch, but then we'll kill that anyway. Or maybe, let's see. So we'll go, okay. So now.
Well, that's not the one we want to pick. That's the easement limit.
Oops. I wish they made that a little more prominent. For that number. Okay. Now. Wow. Why does it just say curve? I know we're going to get rid of it later anyway, but there's the curve. See, it gave us no. They gave us the. Oh, here's what it was. Undo. All right. Once more into the breach. This is what's so frustrating. Let's see here now. Point, line of curve table. Table defaults. There is a place somewhere that tells it to um, And first table item two, uncurved label, no. See, there's a, there's a setting at some point that says to continue the previous. It must be. In one of these defaults. That. Uncurved table. We may be able to split the table later if we have to, but let's see if we can find that switch. All right, lines. Create separate angle and distance label. Nope, annotate interiors. Use line tables by scalar, starting table number 8. I don't know if it's this or not. Table reference. All right. So I don't think that's it. Let me see what that is. Display first. Display first row with table reference. And of course, they're not going to tell me what that means. Maybe they will. Yeah, the one thing they don't describe. All right. Well, we didn't have to use it the last time. Let's see what happens. Oops. This is curve number. And it goes 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12. That's all ridiculous. Boundary lots FC. Line 1. So selected table has, I don't want it to be. Line of curve table. See, and it did the same thing.
So what is that, a flaw in the software?
No, it's probably a setting. I have no idea where it's coming from. All right, so that went L1 through L7. Now we started with L1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything else is delineated as should be. All right, that should be good to go. That should be it. So that, and then we do a global reannotate. Good Lord, I'm gonna have to, let's see. Table header. And maybe that's what we need to do and set the table header to go there. That should have gone on boundaries, and it did. All right, now we auto annotate. We've got a new table header. We're going to start with line number 8. Wait a minute. Let's start this with, because remember we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it got messed up, and I had to renumber those. So
Yes,
they may be thinking they're those same older numbers. So let's start this one. We had L1 through 5. Let's start this one with L. Instead of 8, because I think that's running into the old conflict. If we, instead of 1, would there be a problem putting a gap in it and calling it like 11 or 21, or
um,
would you rather not?
it's hard to say. I mean, we can try that, but the county may come back and say, well, where are the others?
All right. I
I
tell you
don't
what,
know.
well, let's try it and then we'll edit the tables accordingly.
Okay,
Let's try it with L, or I'm sorry, with let's say 21, then we'll back them up. I just want to get it far enough outside the range of those possible overlaps.
okay.
Say that, and then the curves, we'll back that down to 1 again. Say, okay. Pick this. Starting point of curve table. Partial line skip because of size, skip because of size. Yeah, see, and it went ahead and just put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there would be the curve table. Yep, that was it. We just needed a new bearing. I mean, a new table header. All right, so now let's get rid of these two temporary lines. And let's go back over to here. So we don't have to fool around with those. And this needs to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we'll pull that curve. Will that curve, yeah, we'll either fix that or see that that one curve label is going to be like one of these.
Yeah, it's probably just easier just to put those in there with leaders.
We'll just do the leaders too, yeah, for even for that one. So all right, so we'll select this and edit our table values. And that was to be L8, L9, L10, L11, and L12. Auto size the table, no. Keep the size the same. All right, so that gave us that. We did want to match these. Which are centered. Distance. Up one more just to shorten up that column. The distance. I think we did an 8. Yeah, there we go. All right, now let's go through here, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to go back to those. Oh, I keep forgetting to take that D off there. Let's see. All right, so we're going to take this, this, and this. Oh, what we do on that? Let's go ahead and fix these. 8. So 21, 22 should be the next. So 21 was 8. There's a little short piece in here somewhere. Oh, right there. And that should be L9. And then 10. While we're there, might as well get them out here. covered up. And then 11 and 12, so where's 24 and 25? All right, and then I'll let you do the placement on those. Let me, actually, we also did this too, I remember. If we select these similars and set them from 0.08 to 0.06, I thought we used here to get a little more legibility. There we go. Should have set that up in the defaults, but normally we would leave them like that on most things anyway. There we go. So when you get to that, now let's kill all of these curve labels. So now C1 should be that inside. It's a 175. There's a 225. So that's, yeah, okay. So that and that will be both of those curves. And then that, and that is the one curve, then that, and that is the other curve. Now see what the reason they're all jammed up here on this is because of the way in that default we have a thing that told it to label on the inside of the arc instead of either side. So
Yeah.
that's an example of where you might want to maybe go ahead and break this polyline at one of these corners and auto annotate that one and that one so that, and you can change the side that it goes on. But you know, by the time you figure all that out by all these trials and error, you could just move the labels. So just be aware of which one it is that is being labeled. All right, so that got rid of those. And we can get rid of this. I think I'll leave that there just to double check when we get it done. Now, when we do the annotate arc stack, arc pick side, let's look at the options. See, there's the D. We took the D out of that one, so that's good. And we said use the symbol. And radius, delta, chord bearing, and chord length. Else, okay. Leader options. Minimum leader length scalar. Yeah, 2/10. Draw the tick. Let's turn the arrowheads completely off. Leader layer, use text layer. Okay. Oops. Stack. All right, so then we'll want one for this one.
You know what? We could turn off those setback limits. There's no reason they need to show on this drawing.
Okay. Probably a good call.
And the septic areas too.
Right. And let's see. Oops. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
And now I think if we move this, I think the leader will move with it. Let's see. No, but there we go. Now we're going to do this. All right, so now while we're in here, we can actually, let's do this. And we were going to, let's see, freeze off the setbacks.
Yeah. And the septic reserve area. There's no reason why any of that needs to show up on this drawing.
Correct. And then that way, now I'll leave this to you to reposition those to get them around, but like if you want to, if you needed to, now this, remember these lot lines are faint and gray and they're underneath, so that part's probably still okay to leave like that, but if you needed to redo those, you can just move. In fact, probably best to move both. I'm just typing move down here after I've selected both. Get the text sitting like you like it. See, I'm off those lines, and then go back and select just the leader. Grab that and then snap nearest on the arc. Okay.
Okay.
So, you can look at that and I would keep in mind, and this actually looks darker than it will when it plots this gray.
Okay.
Because, but you might want to pull it down a little further or whatever. But in any case, you know how to make that part look good. So now let's save that, and now
Can we go ahead and create another page called access easement minor MS for minor subdivision?
yes, sir. Let me get rid of that curve table. We'll save that. And so now we want to do the access easement basically just like that one, but for that other plat, right?
Yes,
And you'll have the different,
and I'll
so
turn off all those interior lines.
yeah, and then and if there's anything you need to turn on and off. And so I'll let you go ahead and do that. And you're gonna do that by just copying this layout. So you're gonna, there you go. Okay. Now, so it copied it and put it down there on the end. And if you want to reposition that, if you right click that and choose move left, because it's all the way at the right. If you picked one of the middle ones, it would say move left and move right. So if you want to move it up to be beside, so you could go 1, 2 to the left, 2 tab positions to the left. And now it's after the FC. Or
Right.
maybe you want the MSs to be first. I don't, however you want to arrange. I just want you to know that you can rearrange those, but it's not like Excel. You can't click and drag. You've got to choose that command.
Okay, then the final plat, I also need to do another final plat here, so I do it the same way. I
Yep.
do a right click,
Uh-huh. And
copy,
copy.
and call it minor subdivision final
There you go.
plat.
Yep. And
So
then
then I can come in here, let me, so I'm in, no, I'm not in that sheet. Now I'm in that sheet.
yes, now you're in this sheet. And you, again, you can move that if you want to keep it up next to the other one or put all the FCs together and all the MSs together, however you want to arrange that. But now that you're in that viewport,
So I
you,
can freeze the layer by pick all those sidelines.
that is correct. But you mean like the adjoiners or no, okay, yeah. The minor or or not the minors, but you, you got the minor and not the family conveyance or
Oh, I did the wrong one. Let me
all right,
undo that.
just escape and okay, now go back and do it again.
Now, can I just do a cross section and pick all these?
Can, just a crossing, yeah. And including the bearings and distances, yeah.
Oh, I didn't do a, no, it's not letting me draw
Oh, no, it's not with, I'm sorry. That, yeah, it's the,
can I pick them and then do a freeze?
yeah, see this right here, freeze layer by pick or
Yeah.
freeze layer. This is the one, when you freeze layer by pick, every time you pick, it freezes them individually without having to hit enter. But if you want to do it the way you're talking about, you choose this command next to it. And that,
Okay,
you go ahead and run that command so you see how it works. And see, now it's going to prompt you to select entities. And so you can just pick samples on any entity or any layers that you want. So you could do a crossing now.
okay.
There you go. And now that's all you need. And now hit enter. See. And you could do it. So the one on the left does it every time you pick. The one on the right, you pick, and then you hit enter to finish them all.
Okay,
All right. So either one works. That's fine. Now, keep in mind that when you copied this over, it also brought over all everything that was on that sheet, everything that's in paper space on that sheet. So if any of those things need to not be duplicated in paper space here, you just simply erase them and they stay on the old sheet.
oh, it took off all of my dimensions around the perimeter.
Oh, okay. Well, I know why. Let's escape that or undo that rather. And then undo it until you're back to where you were. All right. So apparently that layer, now they're still there, but they're on a different That's on a, what layer is that on? That's on boundary lots FC.
Okay, that should be on just boundary.
Okay. Yeah, so let's probably go through and find all the ones that we want. So
Okay.
the first thing that I would do there is let's isolate that layer. So come up here and choose this first one to isolate, and then pick that layer and hit enter. And let's see if it's all of them. See, that looks like it's all of them. So now let's go back and restore layers, which is the icon next to it. I just wanted to see what was there. So now I would go through and pre-pick all of those outside boundaries or outside dimensions. Just walk around the property.
Oh, I need a dimension in here, which I don't have.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and get those, but make sure that, and you're going to need your L1, L2. Yeah, you might as well get L1 and L2, even though they're on a different layer anyway because of the table stuff. There you go. Now,
Probably should have called that boundary perimeter.
well, you got a boundary new lots MS, but oh well, yeah. Or I don't know, because you've got, see, some of those labels are possibly doing double duty, aren't they? Like,
Yeah, I think they are.
so maybe, yeah, boundary. Boundary perimeter. Because you're using that bearing and that total distance outside. The only thing is, the only ones you want to turn off are the interiors.
Yes.
So, all right, so we got those on boundary. That's fine. So let's escape that. Now let's isolate the layer and pick one of the interiors and see if that leftmost. Nope, 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 not yet. Choose the isolate layers.
Oh,
And I just want to see it so we can verify that we're not going to freeze them. All right, so if we pick that one right there and then let that and hit enter. So now you see these up here at the top, these short distances.
yeah,
Those are also on the family conveyance,
right.
as are these acreages, which that's fine. These as well. So if those are all, it looks like that'll probably do it. So go back and restore your layer now and then freeze your layer and see if that, make sure you don't freeze off something inadvertently. That's all I was trying to make sure we didn't do. All right, so now freeze. And actually you should be able to pick, yeah, I don't know what, okay. And you got these points down here and the well points.
Those are wells, and I need to freeze some of those, but not all of them. Well, I guess I need to put them on a different layer.
Yeah, you need separate. Um, and I would, what layer are they on? Like, if they're on Wells, you could do a Wells MS and a Wells.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. So
Um,
go
yeah,
to here to do that.
what's that?
Go to here to do that.
Do I care to do it?
No, do I go here to do it?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I thought you said, do you care to do that? So, I'll let you do it. No, yes, that's right.
So Wells
Well,
minus.
no, you're just renaming wells right now, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't back that up or press escape on that. So you're not renaming. Well, I mean, you could, yeah, you go ahead and name and make that your MS Wells.
and then do a new one.
Now, all right, but let me show you a trick. Oh,
Okay.
Uh, escape that. Let's go ahead and delete that. No, well, let's see. I don't want to be in the naming. I want to, just want to select the layer and delete it. But
Okay.
if you double click this and set it current,
Yeah.
now when you make a new layer, it's going to copy the settings on that layer. So line types, weights, colors, and all
Okay.
that.
Good. I was trying to figure out a while ago how to do that.
Yeah, and that's not documented anywhere. I think that's just the way it lucked out, the way they coded the program. But it's one thing I've noted, like AutoCAD doesn't do that. IntelliCAD does, but it doesn't do it by design. It's just the way it worked out. So now that that's current, now make a new layer and you'll see the color is set to red and the line weight to 0.09. And now type, while that's highlighted, type Wells FC or whatever it's going to be.
Okay. And then freeze that, but I don't want to freeze it everywhere. Just freeze it on this
That
layer.
that is correct. You just want to freeze it on the current viewport. If that's the one you're freezing, yeah, because we're working on the MS one now, right?
Yes. So I want to freeze all of these.
Yeah, so now go to the freeze button up there. Remember, the left one freezes as soon as you click it. And the right one doesn't, see, that doesn't freeze. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we don't want to freeze it yet. We want to select them and put them on the layer first.
Well, let's see. These may be on the right layer. Yeah, those are not on the right layer. They are on Wells Minor Subdivision, and they should be on Wells
All right. So I would just
Advanced.
gather them all up. Um, you know, first pick all the ones that need to be on the FC. Actually, yeah. So the only one on MS is the one up there at lot 1,
And
or
one on lot
and
6.
one on each of those lots. Is there one that stays on that third lot too?
Yeah, it's this one.
How many are in the minor subdivision? How many lots? 3 or 2?
And 3.
Okay, so where's the third well? That's what I'm asking. Is it the one like down around 10 or 11 or 9?
Oh, it should be this one down here.
Okay, so just hold the shift key and click it again. Well, you have to zoom in and click on it instead of the handle. There you go. Now shift and click.
Okay, nothing's happening.
Um, all right, there. Now, there you go. Now you can change all of those to FC. Because they're all on MS right now. Now they're on FC. Now press escape. And now you should have 3 wells. Okay. There's something else down there around below that bottom well or below lot 8. What is that? That's
Oh, that's an offset distance.
yeah,
That should be on,
that easement FC or whatever it was.
yeah, that's on paper space.
Oh, okay.
Or not. I don't know. I can't get it to,
Yeah, I think it, go ahead and double click back in it. Now just select it and see what layer it's on. It's on dimin text, whereas it should be on, what was it?
that was on, boundary. Well, actually, that was on offset
All right. So it should be down to,
setback limit. Family conveyance side.
there you go. And then you need to deal with your lot labels and those 3
There's
points in the
another
middle.
one up here too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, those 3 points down there in the right above lot 11. You see them? I don't know what they are. They're points without symbols. They're on layer road.
Huh. I wonder if they're, no, it wouldn't be radius points. I have no idea what they are.
Well, they could be. Let's see. Um, let's double click one. 0.80 SR lot 11.
Septic reserve area.
Okay.
Those are septic reserve areas. So,
So I'll let you either put them on points freeze or if you even need them, it's up to you.
okay, I'll do that later. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you can just, like I said, your septic reserves. And there's another something I'm seeing. See all your septic reserve line work?
Yeah,
It's like it's scaled way too large. That's why you're missing those endpoints. So those things are actually there. It's just not repeating the pattern.
or you think, because I think it's a solid line.
Oh, that one is, huh? But
I
there
think
was
they're
one
all
I,
solid lines.
well, there was one I noticed.
Well, I think what happened is that I put these on a different layer, and I probably missed that line.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there's another one up in the upper left that I noticed that had
Yeah,
that one.
same thing happened probably.
Yeah, all right, so you just make a note of that so you can take care of it. I don't, you don't need to, burn daylight with me doing your housekeeping unless you want. I'd be glad to, but that's something you can do. Don't forget to do it.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Also, your lot numbers, you want to do the FCs,
Right.
lot
Right.
labels FC and lot labels MS. All right. And if you need the acreages on the other ones too. So,
Yeah.
or on this one too, I mean, whatever.
Those are on paper space. Okay.
Are they really?
A lot. Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you might just want to do your areas and tuck them up under there. And then now remember, these are the ones you're not going to freeze these layers. You're going to just erase the ones you don't need and just edit the text.
Right. So, but if I erase them from this, they're not erased from the other drawing, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep. It's just as if you had created this one out of whole cloth. But anything inside the model space viewport, anything you take out there takes it out globally.
So I can just go through and erase these right now.
Yeah, I'd leave, one in each side so you can just edit the text and move it where you need it. There you go. Yep, you got it.
Okay,
And don't forget your septic points down there and fix your line work around your septic reserves. Are they plotted continuous line type?
yes, I think so.
Okay, so then, yeah, all you need to do is just make sure if you've got stray lines frozen somewhere that you get them back. And that would be, like, for instance, I would, go to, yeah, see, like there, you've got one that's on septic FC, and then this one's on MS. Okay,
Right. Let
so,
me
yeah,
just change
so,
this one to septic.
yeah, so resolve all that or thaw that. Well, if you solve the septic Fs, if you,
I
yeah,
just move that line to
yeah, and,
septic.
and you can do your match if your match line if you want to as well. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And one thing that's helpful, Mike, when you're doing that, is it in a case like that, because when we're in our paper space, we've got those colors turned, everything's black, and we're looking at it the way it's going to plot. But if we're over here, for instance, and if we go to those two layers, so we have FC and MS. If we say MS is green and FC is magenta, let's say. Now you see how you can tell. And so
Yeah.
now if you know that this one, see the green ones are the MS. So if we know that this one goes with MS, then you can just use your little paintbrush and say, I want to match that to that.
Oh, all right, cool.
And you could even, at that point, go to the, join nearest if you wanted those to be individual closed polylines. It doesn't matter. You know, but uh, that would to me be an easier way to take a look at that. Same thing with like those wells or anything like that that you're going to freeze on and off. That's like this line's yellow, these are cyan. Remember, we did all that to
Yeah.
sort of help us track. Okay,
Okay, very good.
I'm going to give you a save up there. Anything else, or you think you got it from there?
I think I got it from here.
All right, sir.
I think I've got my work cut out for me for the day.
Well, keeps you off the streets at night.
Well, it's raining. I need to stay off the streets.
Oh, we got snow up here. Not too bad. Just I'd say about a less than an inch, but it still snowed. It got cold enough to snow, but it's gonna warm up. It's already.
We got an inch over the weekend, but it's pretty much gone now. Now it's raining. It's supposed to rain all day and all night.
Oh yeah, make it fun.
And then there's another big storm coming up the coast.
Yeah, see, you're on the edge of that. We're pretty well sheltered from those that came up the coast, but any of those Midwest storms, we get the edges of those.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. All righty. Well, sir, with that, I'll send you the video link and I shall bid you adieu.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You bet. Take care.
Bye.